Good morning. It is Tuesday. It is July the 30th. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Rachel Schoutsen. I'll have all your traffic updates this morning. We're already seeing a closure, so you will want to stay tuned for more information.
Oh, it's the dump truck, isn't it?
It's the dump truck.
Oh,
yeah.
That's too bad. Okay, yeah, we'll have full visuals in just a few moments. Temperatures, again, another cool start to the day. I, again, had my light jacket on, heat on in the car, seat warmer, the whole bit.
I did find it a touch warmer, like a slight little bit.
Yeah, I think it was about
warmer.
3 degrees warmer.
Yeah, a little bit. Not quite 13, 15, 16. Not too bad.
Yeah. Today, much brighter day than yesterday. A lot of cloud cover. We saw some rain throughout the region. I saw rain for literally like 2 minutes in Milton, and that was it.
I didn't really see any rain. It was pretty good. Very light and didn't even need the umbrella.
No, very hit or miss, that's for sure. A lot of cloud cover, though, but we're going to be seeing more in the way of sunshine today. But first, Rachel, let's hear more about that closure.
Thanks, Emily. Yes, right now we are seeing the 401 eastbound, the collectors closed as you are traveling through Leslie. That is also not seeing any delays either. Now, Emily has your long-range forecast. Thanks, Emily. Right now, we are seeing a little bit of a mess, literally, on the eastbound 401. A dump truck has spilled its load in the collectors just around Don Mills. Stay with us. Kasia will be joining us, and this morning, even though it's feeling cool, she will be paddleboarding. Yes, Emily, we are still seeing the 401 eastbound closed at Leslie. What we are dealing with is a problem just at Don Mills. Early in the morning, a dump truck lost its load, hit a sign through here. Now you can get a traffic report whenever you want it. Download the Travelers Network app for your iPhone.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday. It is July the 30th. Another cool start to the day, but not to fear. Temperatures are going to warm up slightly by this afternoon.
And I'm Rachel Schoutsen with all of your traffic reports for this morning. Now, it's a Tuesday, always kind of a mess on a Tuesday in terms of traffic.
Do you find that?
Always, yeah.
Really?
And it's just after 6 a.m. and we're already seeing some trouble out there. So do stay with us. I'll have more details on that in just a second.
Let's take a look at your current temperatures. Again, chilly, cool. We're looking at low teens. So not bad. We are going to see high pressure move in, but it's a weak area of high pressure, and that's why we're going to see a little bit of cloud cover. Not as bad as it was yesterday. Yesterday was kind of a gray, cool.
Too cool for the end of July. Way too cool.
Yeah, it felt more like fall, didn't it? I'll have your long-range details in just a few moments, but first, Rachel, tell us a little bit more about that closure.
Yes, right now the eastbound 401 as you're approaching Leslie and Don Mills, the collectors are closed. So as a result, we are seeing just a minor delay right now. But now I know what you want to know. Will we be seeing that heat and humidity coming back? Emily has all the details.
Just a touch.
Thanks, Emily. Things are still looking like a mess out there on the 401 eastbound. That's in the collectors just as you're traveling through Leslie and Don Mills. This area is closed earlier this morning. A dump truck hit the overhead sign, lost its load, and this is what we are dealing with right now. Now, do stay with us. Kasia will be joining us live. And
Closed cap.
Thanks so much, Emily. Things are still looking like a mess out there on the 401 eastbound. That's in the collectors as you are traveling through Leslie and out towards Don Mills. Remember, you can get a traffic report whenever you want it with
Hi, good morning. It is Tuesday. It is July the 30th. Thanks for joining us. I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Rachel Schoutsen with an update on traffic. Already a very busy morning out there, so you won't want to miss that traffic report coming up in just a few minutes.
So we joined Kasia. She joins us from the beaches. She's going to be going paddle boating. And Kasia, I'm kind of surprised you're not wearing a snowsuit. You might as well be with all the layers you have on.
But you'll want to stay tuned. It's really cold in the water, I imagine. Temperature is way cooler in Lake Ontario, and I'll be doing some paddleboarding for the very first time in my life coming up. So you'll want to stick around for that. I want to throw it back to you in the meantime for what we can expect this afternoon.
Thanks, Kasia. You're right. I'd probably have a parka on with like a hat and some mitts and definitely a wetsuit. Don't fall in the water. It's going to be a little chilly. I'm guessing we're still dealing with that closure.
We are, Emily. That's the eastbound 401 in the collectors as you're traveling through Don Mills. It is closed through here. Let's take a live look. A dump truck this morning hit the overhead sign, lost its load. So we are dealing with quite a mess through here, right out towards the 410. Emily now has your long-range forecast.
And in the water, I can imagine very, very cold. What are the chances that I could fall in, Diana?
I think fairly slim.
Okay.
You look athletic.
I look, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's the case. And this board scares me. It's so big.
This is one of our smaller boards. This is a 10-foot board, but it's nice and stable, and you'll love it.
Okay, I can't wait, and stick around. You'll see me on the water very shortly. In the meantime, back to you inside with what to expect this afternoon.
Thank you very much, Kasha. I think I'd be a little nervous out there. Definitely wouldn't want to be falling in the water this morning. Now, also a place you don't want to be, that's out on the 401 eastbound. Now, I know I've been thinking about it. The long weekend's coming up. We'll have all the weather details shortly. Yes, good news out there on the 401 eastbound. All lanes have now reopened as you are traveling through Leslie, so you can use the collectors as you are heading through here. And the 404, just slow on those ramps as you are merging onto the 401. Right now, transit also in great shape.
Hi, good morning. Thanks for joining us on another cool start to the day, but at least we are seeing sunshine. Yesterday was kind of cool, it was kind of wet, it was kind of windy, but today a lot calmer.
A lot nicer today. And I'm Rachel Schoutsen, filling in for Tom Reynolds. And I have to agree, the morning, it felt a little bit nicer than yesterday. Not as freezing.
Speaking of freezing, Kasha Paderka maybe so. She falls into the water this morning. She's going to be out on a paddle board. And Kasha, looking good in about 18 layers and your life jacket. Oh, Kasha, I'm glad it's you and not me, that's for sure. I feel just like, ooh. Okay, well, the weather, it's cool this morning. Temperatures ranging into the low to mid-teens throughout the GTA, but we are going to warm up this afternoon. First, I'm going to turn things over to Rachel for all the good news.
Thanks, Emily. Yes, good news out there on the 401 eastbound. If you were following that closure in the collectors, that's reopened, but that's also some heavy volume. Now, Emily, I've been thinking about the long weekend. Can we see some nice weather?
Great. All right, when we come back, I'm going to look like an old pro. Okay, Emily, what can we expect into the afternoon? Or I believe we're going to traffic now. Traffic. Woo! Before I fall. Thank you, Diana.
That was good out there. You might want to stay tuned because, I don't know, I think she might fall in. But now, looking at traffic, earlier we did see that closure on the 401 eastbound. Remember, you can get a traffic report when you want it with the Travelers Network app. Thanks so much, Emily. We are still seeing active lanes blocked on the 401 eastbound in that express to collector transfer at Bayview. So that's why we are finding some heavy delays. Now, you will want to stay with us. Kasha's outside on Lake Ontario paddleboarding.
Hi there, good morning. Thank you for joining us on this Tuesday. It is July the 30th, and temperatures are a little bit on the cool side for the end of July, but we are going to warm up. I'll tell you that in just a few moments. I'm Emily Vukovic.
I'm Rachel Schoutsen, and I'm also excited to see what Kasha's doing out there. It's a pretty interesting morning out on Lake Ontario.
Kasha, we took a poll in the newsroom, and 50-50. 50% of people are hoping you don't fall, and 50% of people are kind of hoping you do, because it'll make for good TV.
It would. I know it would make for great TV, but, you know, I was petrified. I was shaking. I've got a microphone on. I've got all this equipment, so it can't get wet, including my phone, which is my lifeline these days, really. We're with Diana Turnbull of What's Up Paddleboarding, so it's stand-up paddleboarding, of course, in the beaches, Toronto. Earlier, I was just shaking. Okay, I'm still shaking, actually, because I think I would have fallen. When we come back, we're going to do a little bit more, including yoga. We're going to take it to the next level, and I imagine, well, you'll show me some yoga on this eventually by the end of the day. I'm going to throw it back to you inside, though, with what more we can expect into the afternoon hours. Ladies?
Thanks, Emily. Right now, we are seeing quite a few problems out there on the 401 eastbound. We are starting to see just a little bit more volume showing up in all the major routes. Emily. Thanks so much, Kasha. We are definitely seeing a busy morning out there. This is a look at the 401 westbound as you're heading into Scarborough. A lot of volume that's morning side out to Kennedy. Do expect those delays. Thanks so much, Emily. Right now, we're not dealing with any problems on the major routes, but we certainly are dealing with a lot of volume right now, the southbound Don Valley Parkway. Now, be sure to stay with us. Kasha Paderka will be joining us live. She is out on Lake Ontario, and she's paddleboarding.
Hi there, good morning. It is another cool start to the day. Temperature sitting into the teens, but Rachel, this morning we will bump up slightly, and by this afternoon sitting into the 20s, so getting closer to seasonal.
And that's always good news. And this is the trend that we want to see for the long weekend, these warmer temperatures coming back, but we'll have more on that.
First, we're going to join Kasia Bedurka. She's having such a great time this morning and looking great doing it. Kasia Bedurka joins us from the beaches, and she's paddleboarding, but I don't know what's going on. Are you losing your balance, Kasia?
I have had so many close calls. Emily, Rachel, my heart rate is right now, through the roof, okay, because I really don't want to fall. Only because I know it would be great comic relief, ladies, but I do have a microphone on, and, you know, the connection to the studio wouldn't be good. Somebody who's well seasoned in this, you're not going to fall in, and these boards, you know, although I always feel like I'm going to be falling in, apparently these boards, they stabilize you to the point that it's actually hard to fall in. Is that right?
Yeah, I think as long as you relax and you have the relationship with the board's going to stay afloat.
Okay, so I clearly need to work on my relationship with this board, and here we are getting closer and closer.
Yeah.
And I'm going to throw it back to you inside with more on your weather.
Nice job, Kasia. Okay, we're going to quickly check in with Rachel for traffic.
We are well into rush hour, so we are looking busy all over the place right now, the eastbound 401. Now, you will want to stay with us. Kasia's still out on the water. Let's see what she'll do next.
And I'm going to give that a try. Coming up. I won't fall in.
Thanks so much, Kasia. Right now, we are seeing a crash out there on the westbound Gardeners. You're connecting to the northbound 427. So just making that merge, we are seeing quite the delay. Eastbound Gardiner, also a lot of volume. Also looking good as well as you're traveling on the QEW N403 through Mississauga. Stay with us. We'll have all the long weekend weather details.
Closed captioning.
We are well into rush hour out on the eastbound 401, so that's why we are seeing these major delays as you are heading east out of Milton and into Mississauga. Here's a look at your travel times right now. And remember, you can get a traffic report whenever you would like it. Do visit Travelers Network, and you can download our app for your iPhone.
Hi there, good morning. It's Tuesday. It is July the 30th. Thanks so much for joining us on another cool start to the day. I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Rachel Schoutsen with all the traffic updates. We are seeing a few issues now, so do be sure to stay tuned.
Kasia Bedurka has been such a good sport this morning. She got out on a paddleboard and she did such a fantastic job. Kasia, what are you doing sitting down?
Well, Emily, I actually fell in. It was one of those moments. Of course, the cameras weren't rolling, but you know our cameraman, Madasser, he did catch on very quickly and caught part of my fall into the water. It wasn't pretty, so you'll get to see it later maybe. In the meantime, I can tell you now that in the water it's about 10 degrees. It's quite cold, and now I am shivering. But Diana of What's Up Paddleboarding in the Beaches, she mentioned something that it was pretty ironic that I fell, right?
Yes, because Kasia, you were going over waves, you're paddling in the wind, you're a pro, and then it was when you stopped that you fell, and that happens to me all the time. Whenever I fall, it's generally when I'm at the shore chatting with someone on the beach.
And that's what I was doing. I was chatting, so lesson learned. I'm going to throw it back to you inside with your weather.
Here comes the sun.
Oh, well, maybe next time we'll catch it on tape. Get up again, Kasia. Start doing some moves. Going to return slightly through the GTA, and I'll talk about that in the long range. Kasia, you know, I do feel bad for you that you fell in. I don't know, Rachel. I wouldn't want to go swimming at this time of day.
I don't think so either. The only way I would paddleboard if it was in a swimming pool. I think that's the only way I could do it. And talking about traffic right now, well, it is looking like a slow one out there. We are seeing a few crashes. I want to draw your attention over here. This is to the 401. Just a very busy morning on all of the major routes, Emily. Thanks, Emily. Right now, we are seeing quite a few crashes. I want to draw your attention to the 401 eastbound. Just as you're approaching the 400, we are seeing that crash still in the collector, still very heavy off the 427. And do remember, we are seeing that construction zone on the Gardiner from Jarvis eastbound to the Don Valley Parkway. So do expect delays as well as you are making that eastbound merge through here.
Hi there, good morning. Thanks for joining us. A little bit of a cool start to the day, but at least we're seeing sunshine. Kasia Bedurka tried her hand at paddleboarding, and she was doing such a good job until she wasn't. Take a look at this. Oh, and she's in the water with a microphone on. But she saved it all. You can kind of hear her going, oh my gosh, it's really cold. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the water's probably only about 10 degrees, so that certainly would have been a chilly fall, but such a great job. Oh my gosh, she was standing up and she actually pulled off a little bit yoga as well, so better job than I could have done, that's for sure. Here's Rachel with a look at traffic.
Thanks, Emily. We are seeing delays all over the place, and right now the eastbound QEW at Cawthra, this is where we are seeing a crash. And now it is the long weekend coming up, so do take Travelers Network with you. You can download our app for your iPhone or visit our website to get all the traffic details if you are heading on a road trip for the long weekend.